Look out, man. Move. Move. Okay. Today is May 7th. I'm right smack dab in the middle of my trial. Tomorrow, May 8th, will be closing statements by me. Well, actually, I'll be putting on basically my case. Today, I'll be meeting with the expert witnesses and the public defender who's assisting me. But I've been working on my closing statements pretty much all night, back and forth. Every now and then I just get up and type. I couldn't sleep last night. I haven't been able to sleep anyway in the last few days, You can just, if you can just imagine the issue of just realizing that any day now I can begin a prison sentence, or I can go free, one or the other. That's my dilemma. I either go to prison or I go free, depending on what the jury says. So here's my closing statement. I just want you to see it, evaluate it. I'm putting it on YouTube, obviously, if you're seeing it. And I want you to give your opinions. Okay? So here we go. I thank you, the jury, for serving, for listening, and for serving as a conscience of the community. I've been honest with you that this case was, in effect, a referendum on Governor Christie's marijuana policies and the state's marijuana laws in general. The prosecution calls me a charlatan. My hope and my family's hope is in your deliberations you reject the charlatan label the prosecution has embraced and realize I'm a legitimate medical marijuana patient. Unlike the jury in the John Ray Wilson case, I beg you to find me not guilty and send me back to California for treatment and to restart my life instead of prison here in New Jersey. Remember in the beginning of this trial, the judge told you the jury serves to protect the liberty, freedoms, and rights of citizens. Liberty and life, I think is what he said. My hope is you will also protect my right to safety. There is no doubt in my mind that marijuana is far safer than any substance on the planet, and my decision to use marijuana instead of the dangerous legal drugs embraced by paid-off politicians is my right. I ask you also to protect my right to the pursuit of happiness. Again, there is no doubt that my use of marijuana is in compliance with my right to pursue happiness. Marijuana makes me and millions of others happy. We are a fun bunch. I've even suggested to Mr. Luciano, the prosecutor in this case, to loosen up and fire one up. Remember in the beginning of this case, the judge said to you, you had to follow the law. Please ask the judge to reread that. He was lying to you. You can do whatever you want without any repercussions. In fact, New Jersey Constitution, Article 1, Paragraph 6 says just the opposite. At that point, to use people, I have a board. It's out in the van right now. It's in the Weedmobile. I have a board with a storyboard with the Constitution written. Article 1, Paragraph 6 is highlighted. So, anyway, I'm going to read that to them. And then I'm going to continue with, you as a juror have a right to reject the law. You as a juror have a right to utilize your own conscience to render a verdict reflective of the principles of freedom the founders of this country envisioned when they made this country a free country. What part of freedom includes the government telling you what medicine you can use in your own body? You have a right to protect citizens against unjust laws. The jury is empowered to serve as the bulwark against a tyrannical government, to protect citizens against unjust, outdated, and defective laws passed by authoritarian, tyrannical government officials, just as I believe the marijuana laws are. In the beginning of this case, the judge read you the charges and said I'm presumed innocent unless the state proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. I was charged with possession with intent to distribute and possession. When the state, Mr. Luciano, tried to pass off his Burlington County Prosecutor Office colleague as an expert, that was Detective DeLeon, it absolutely didn't prove anything. In fact, it was funny. I even saw two of you laughing. I had to hold back. Mr. Ackerman admitted to me that he almost laughed as Detective DeLeon was talking about mid-level drug dealers, low-level drug dealers, drug gangs, the Sinaloa Mexican drug cartel. I mean, I can't even remember it all. It's so ridiculous. You've got to reject that crap. The state proved nothing. No scales, no baggies. The state proved nothing. The state and Mr. Luciano made a fool of himself. Now, on the other hand, I've showed you why I used marijuana, why I had that amount of marijuana. My experts were credible. My experts showed you exactly why you should reject not only these charges, but the law itself. Now, mind you, I'm practicing to you right now. So my expert witnesses, after they testify, I'll modify that paragraph a little bit. All right, back. I was arrested on April Fool's Day, 2010, Easter weekend, while I was here visiting my family. At the time, after my arrest, I openly said the government was the fool that day. Now here we are at the end of my trial, and my hope is you also will say the government was a fool to bring these charges and attempting to enforce these outdated, unjust laws I've been charged with violating. I ask you to give me all or nothing. I haven't hid anything from you. I've admitted to having a pound of marijuana and why I use it. I haven't hid anything. The state has. I ask you to please find me totally guilty or totally innocent. At the end of this case, I want to restart my life or begin serving my prison sentence. Please don't leave me in limbo with a mixed verdict. All or nothing is what I'm asking you. All or nothing. Either send me to prison with a guilty verdict or not guilty and send me back to California. I also ask you for one more thing that may be different, may be unusual. If you find me not guilty, please also tell the judge to order the state to return my marijuana and return my money. Thank you. Now, I'm not sure if the state will object to anything or the judge will interject himself, especially when I say he's lying. But he did. The judge said the jury had to follow the law. Anybody who's read a little tiny bit of American history understands that the jury doesn't have to follow the law. The jury can do whatever it wants. So him telling the jury that they had to follow the law, it was a lie. Maybe I'll modify that. Maybe I'll say he was being disingenuous or something. Maybe I won't be as blatant and as direct to say that the judge is lying to you. But I do want to point out that the judge, in his opening address to the jury, gave them some jury charges, a jury order that wasn't quite accurate. Who knows? I think even me trying to read New Jersey Constitution Article 1, Paragraph 6 into the record, I don't see why the judge would try to keep the jury from knowing that, but I think that he may, in fact, stop me from reading that, because in New Jersey Article 1, Paragraph 6, it says specifically, in all prosecutions, the truth may be given as evidence to the jury, and the jury may judge the law as well as the facts. That's all I've been saying. And again, it was the judge that said something different. Anyway, tell me what you think. And again, I don't think I need to go on and on and on and on with my opening statement or my closing statement. 5 minutes directly to the point. I don't think I need to pick apart the state's case. It's obvious the state didn't prove its case. But anyway, check it out. Give me your opinion, please.